Okay, so let's assume that you just got off the phone with a new client and you want to add the information that you talked about to their project file and also create all the information in your system. So let me show you how that works. So on my phone here, I have two buttons. I have new project client and project update. And then I also have a Safari icon, which takes me to the Company Brain dashboard, which looks something like this. So I can see the projects, I can see the clients, so on and so forth. So let me show you how to add my new client and my new project information all with some typing and or just talking to the system. So I'm going to go new project client. It's going to bring up a text box that I can start typing as if I'm texting a person. We have a new client called Mark Thompson from Thompson Electric. Phone is 250-858-3344. Thompson email is mark@thompsonelectric.ca. And you can also talk to it if that's faster. Just make sure to speak clearly so it understands what you're saying. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the mic icon here. He wants us to do the HVAC install for a new build he's doing in Langford. 4200 square foot custom home, 3 zones. They want a heat pump system. The site address is 2847 Goldstream Avenue. He wants to start mid-March and needs a quote by the end of the week. And so then I can just review what I just said, make sure all looks good, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit done. And what that's going to do is it's going to draft an email automatically to send to the Company Brain, which is like I'm emailing an admin assistant or an office manager or a project manager. So the email then gets pulled up and I can read the information to make sure everything is correct. I can adjust it as needed. And so everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and hit send. So now that's going to get sent off and it's going to get added to the Company Brain queue. And the reason for the queue is if your crew is all doing the same thing and sending out requests, they get queued. And so they get processed one by one, which means it keeps everything in sync and information doesn't get overwritten. So after about 40 seconds, we're going to get a notification saying that the task has been queued successfully, and that means it's ready to be processed. And while I'm waiting, I can go off and continue doing what I'm doing and continue doing my job. And so I just received a notification. It was about 60 seconds later that the task has been queued successfully, in which case I can now wait for the task to be fully completed, and then we can review it to see what happened. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes, and so I just received the notification. So I'm going to open that up, and I can see here, new client, Mark Thompson from Thompson Electric, and then the information that I gave it. So new client was created with the information. The new project was created with all the information. And it says both records are linked to each other. Client and project folders include documentation subdirectories for future files. And so it also even added an action, which was a quote needs to be prepared and sent to Mark Thompson by end of week, February 13th. And so now if I go to my Company Brain dashboard and I go to select client and I go to find Thompson Electric, it should have been added. I open that up, and now you can see all the information for Thompson Electric has been added, as well as the listed projects under that particular client. And so if I click on that to open it up, it shows the status is quote required. And then I can scroll through and I can see any information that's relevant that's been processed by the system and added. So I can see prepare quote, due date, 13th of February, as well as the notes that I gave it when I initially sent over the information. So you can see new project from Mark Thompson. And if I expand the full project record, it just gives me some more details in kind of a nicer format so I can just confirm that everything was done correctly and that's it. So I didn't open any software. I didn't fill out any forms. I just talked or texted. And now I've got a client record with Mark's contact info, as well as the project file with the scope. If anyone on my team needs to know about this job, it's all there. And if I wanted to do further things like create proposals or create quotes or do some research or anything like that, I can use this project and any other future project as context to further help run my business. So the next step is we're going to go, let's say that I have just left the Thompson site. I've spoken to the client. There's been a couple changes that he wants to make. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the home screen of my phone and I'm going to hit the project update button. So now I'm going to type update on the Thompson Langford project. And so again, I can either type this or I can speak to it. So I'm going to open the mic again. Client wants to add a whole home air filtration system. He also decided to go with Mitsubishi units instead of Daikin, moving start date to April 1st as his framing schedule is behind. And so I can check this and I can see that everything is good. It's auto-corrected, but I noticed that there's a couple of typos. So I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to make sure this is correct and say client, just read it, double check everything, Thompson, go, done. It's going to draft that email to the Company Brain assistant, who's then going to process that information and do what it needs to do. So the email has been drafted. Can you update the project notes for the relevant project based on the information below? And then I can go ahead and I'm going to hit send. And so again, we're going to get a notification that the task has been queued and then another notification when the task has been completed. So we're going to skip to the end and review everything that it did. And in the meantime, you can continue getting back to work. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes and I've just received a notification that the task has been complete. And you can see here, Thompson Electric Air Filtration Edition switched to Mitsubishi, start date moved to April 1st. The project notes for custom home HVAC install have been updated with 3 changes. And so then I can also go back to the company dashboard and I can see that my note has been automatically added to the project. And so I can also double check and confirm that if there's any additional tasks that have been done. And if I hit expand full project record, it will show me the additional details and actually should even include the start date since April 1st, 2026. So here, target start date, April 1st, 2026. And you can see that the equipment brand is Mitsubishi and so on and so forth. So then I can go ahead and I can use this information to create the quote or to do any other task that I may have an administrator or an office manager do. And it just helps save a bunch of time. That's it. I didn't have to remember to write it down later. I didn't have to find the file. I didn't have to update 3 different places. It's just in the project history, timestamped. And if I need to update the quote or push the schedule, I've got the context right here. So that is the information capture system of the company Brain. It's the first of the 7 systems that make your business easier to run and help you get back to work so you can continue loving your business again.